at least 20 seconds behind him, will be joining on the track Flamengo for the first quarterfinal.
You don't want to get too close, do you? Because you'd have a problem of slipstreaming.
Yeah, well, for that you have to be really close. You have to be within 20 meters of the car in front of you. Yeah, he will probably be 20 or 30 seconds behind, just to have a clear track and not to have anything in his sight, basically.
Basel out on the track, closely followed by the Brazilians from Flamengo.
I think they have a problem on the car. I can see the Hewland people working on the gearbox. Yes, definitely.
What would happen here, Bruce, if Flamengo were to default and couldn't get out on the track? Actually, it's looking good, isn't it?
Yes, yes. Well, let's not say anything. Let's hope it goes on the track.
Is there a time limit? Do they have to get out in a certain time?
Yes, they do. Otherwise, then simply Basel would have won.
This slight pause in proceedings, will that favour Basel or Flamengo?
None of them really. It doesn't change much. The track conditions are the same. Everything remains the same.
So this is his warm-up lap.
Exactly.
This is FC Basel and Max Wissel and Flamengo just leaving the pits now. And we'll be doing very shortly. There was obviously some gearbox problems for Flamengo. We'll see if they're in evidence when he gets out onto the track. That weaving, all to do with heating up the wheels, isn't it? The tyres.
Exactly, yes. You're heating up the tyres, front and rear. It's much easier to warm up the rears as you have an engine and a propulsion putting in lots of stress into the tyres. It's harder to put the temperatures in the front ones, and that's why they wave.
Flamengo just out onto the track, so they will actually start when they pass the start-finish point, won't they?
Yes, exactly. When they go over the start-finish line, it's going to be their hot lap.
So where will the race begin? Very shortly. He's going into the chicane.
Okay, he starts to push. There you go, into the last corner, getting ready, having a good exit.
And here he goes. He's about to start his lap now. Can he get a fast lap and push Flamengo out the way and get a place in the semi-finals?
Okay, braking for the first corner. No mistakes. Using all the track width. Good exit there.
Coming up into the third turn. Heading down into a long straight section down the hill.
First sector for FC Basel is quite good. He's going to be quite good, I think.
We're on board with Flamengo, who now are getting ready to pace their own lap.
Okay, Flamengo into the first corner, braking hard over the bumps. Oh, blocking the wheel inside, still manages to take the apex, changing direction for turn 2. A little bit too wide there. He's really pushing hard. And the first sector of FC Basel is 47.8, which is quite a good sector.
Can Flamengo beat that, though, and give themselves an advantage here?
Well, he's pushing really hard. He's over the curbs there, has a good exit. We'll soon see if he is competing. Okay, Flamengo there still. Tidier, takes it a little bit more easy. Basel is gonna cross the start-finish line soon. Basel exiting the last corner. Let's have a look at the time. 1:42.48. Fantastic lap time. Fantastic lap time.
Max Wissel has posted a really hot lap, and can Flamengo get anywhere close to that?
Okay, we're on board for the end of the Flamengo lap time. Okay, not so bad. Nothing great there. Exiting on the curb, having quite a good exit. But he's not. It's going to be super hard. I'm doubting that he can make it.
You think Max Vissel's got this, don't you?
Yes, I think he does, because it's a fantastic lap time, the fastest lap time today on track. Good exit there from Tukaroka.
Final turn now. Can he accelerate and beat Max Vissel's time?
44.6.
Nowhere near.
Nowhere near. Fantastic job from Max Vissel and Basel.
The quarterfinal, the first quarterfinal is all over, and Basel are through to the semis. They've beaten Flamengo.
Flamengo nowhere near Basel, because Basel did a fantastic job with a 142.4. He looks very, very strong. He is, for me, the strongest today so far.
So FC Basel through to the semi-finals, and the success Max Vissel enjoyed in winning Group A has been carried through into the quarterfinals here of Super League Formula.
Very good job, taking it easy, saving his tires for later on. He's gonna have to fight for the semi-finals, and by the look of it, maybe the finals. We'll see. I think that for Flamengo, having a technical problem just before you're starting your
That's why I asked you. I said, would it have an effect? And you said, no, possibly not.
No, I was thinking, technically speaking, will it change anything? But it has an effect because it puts pressure and on the driver, and you're a little bit nervous. If you're a little bit nervous, then you end up making mistakes like we saw he did in turn 1 and 2, locking the wheel into the corner and running wide.
Do you think there was an issue with the gearbox during the race?
It's hard to say. They were actually working. No, I don't think he had an issue with the gearbox, because he still posted a 144.6, which is quite good. I think Flamengo just did a mistake.
Let's confirm that then. The result of the first quarter-final, FC Basel are through to the semi-finals after beating Flamengo, and beating them quite easily. So, garaged until the semi-finals, FC Basel and Max Vissel, who's really enjoying himself. Corinthians versus Liverpool is our next quarter-final.
Corinthians with a new set of tires again. They looked pretty strong. He's still on the learning curve.
Porto getting ready to come out for their quarter-final against Milan.
Against Corinthians.
Liverpool Corinthians.
Oh, that's strange. Corinthians is there. Okay, they got confused. Yes, and so did we. It's AC Milan which should join. Sorry about that.
So why's the Corinthians car out there then?
I think it's maybe Corinthians who made a mistake. They thought they got confused.
They confused me.
Yes, and I think they really want to do it.
Let's get this absolutely crystal clear. It's Corinthians against Liverpool and Porto against Milan. Which of those quarterfinals is going to unfold first? We will see.
Well, it looks like Antonio Pizzonia was on a rush to go. He really wants to fight and go for it.
Liverpool, yes. I think, are ready. So Liverpool will be taking place in the second quarter-final.
Okay. Well, Mike is not happy.
It doesn't look happy, does he? We've got the right two cars anyway. And you can probably see from your screens, it's Corinthians against Liverpool.
Very interesting fight. Third and second from Group A and B. It's going to be a very interesting battle. They had very similar lap times in the overall qualifying just before. They are bringing the starters to start the engines again, to fire up the engines. As you see at the back of the cars, big starters. They're bringing the tire covers, as you can see, not putting them on the tires. Just for you to understand, the cars are not going on track with cold tires. They're actually having tire warmers which are bringing the tires up to 80 degrees. So